The scientist has arrived. Now, there's two of them. The visitor and the scientist. I think this is the end of Fortnite. I saw the end of Fortnite. It will end after Season X, when the remaining 5 come here. That's all the beacons are, and that's what that massive beacon in Dusty Depot is for. Summoning the other 5. The visitor was to scope out the land. The scientist, his mission is to build the beacons. None of this sounds scary, and this part isn't. It's what I saw in the cutscene that has me shook up, and what happened after that has me scarred for life. Buckle up, this is a huge, wild ride. I received a special mystery challenge alongside a meteoric rise. The requirements were simple, and the reward? A cutscene. I got to work on these challenges, and about an hour later, I unlocked the cutscene. I hit play, and I wish I never did. It changed my life. Forever. The cutscene opens and the scientist activates the beacon, and the 5 remaining members come to the island. The citizens of Fortnite didn't know what was going on. Citizens near Dusty Depot gathered to see what was happening. A large crowd of over 100 gathered there. A new figure emerged from the beacon site. He was called the End. He took the people at the crash site by surprise. He killed them all. There were mounds of bodies and blood. The named location saw this and they rallied. This was what the brutes were made for, to defend the island. The mechs began their assault on Dusty Depot. They didn't know the other 4's powers, and the remaining 4 must have thought very little of the brutes, and they scattered across the map, as if they had a plan. The visitor, the End, and the scientist, they could handle the main assault gathering at Dusty themselves. The End was a tank, and you knew his job out of the 7 was fighting and killing. Brutes surrounded the visitor, and I thought that was game over for him, but the brutes began to just shoot at each other. The pilots were all screaming and telling each other to stop, but they couldn't control it. They all died by friendly fire. When they all exploded and the pilots were dead, it showed the visitor he had a new face on him. He was confusing the pilots. He was just as deadly as all of the others. It showed Sunny Steps, then Junk Junction, then Frosty Flights, and finally, Moisty Palms. It was the remaining 4. They took out what looked like a simple bomb. They each dropped it over the points of interest they were hovering over at the exact same time. I watched these small bombs slowly hit the ground. Then they exploded. The explosion grew and grew until the map was slowly covered. The 4 bombs were becoming one, destroying the whole map. The explosion stopped right at Dusty Depot. The 7 came together again, reunited after destroying all of Fortnite, except for Dusty. They set the beacon to their home world with the mission accomplished and leave. A timer goes off once they leave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A giant rift portal opens around Dusty, eating it. The whole map is getting eaten by this rift of a black hole. Finally, the outer edges, even the water, was gone. The game was black. Then an explosion, a second Big Bang if you will. The map was back. It was so primal, so basic. I recognized the plain rolling hills and lime green grass. This was Season 1. After Season X, the whole thing, it'll just reset. After the cutscene though, I felt sick from all the blood that I saw, and I went to the bathroom to wash my face. When I go back to my room, I find the oddest, creepiest thing. Everything in my house was normal, even the year, except my gaming setup. When I go back to my room, it was my old gaming setup. I checked the computer date. It said October 25th, 2017. Or the exact start date of Fortnite Season 1. Nothing else was touched, just that. Like it was a rift zone. Like I saw something I shouldn't have, and the end wants me to know this isn't over, and I'm marked. I believe they'll deal with me shortly.